Hey folks, Nas here. Another episode of Medieval Dynasty for you. So as you can see, we've got the entrance all fixed up for the remodel and everything. So we were working on this in the last episode a little bit, and I finally got quite a few things done. Well, the guy's chopping down a tree down there, but he's doing it from the other side of the fence. Boy, you got some skills there, buddy. But anyway, we got the entrance here done, and I've got the stone up for the walls down there. I put a little bench out here. I was able to actually drop a little straw hat and a basket out here, just for aesthetic purposes. Now granted, I haven't removed all of the fence. I strictly just put up 5 sections here. Just like we had over here, well, 5 sections over there. So eventually I will start working on these palisades and reconnect the new section to probably the section right behind that tree, because this is all one section right there. But anyway, put our lamps up and stuff, so I've got the entrance looking pretty good. Got it double wide. I ended up putting up a 4-person house back in this corner. Brought the stone wall up and around on both sides. Now this does extend, I just haven't completed putting the stone in it, because as I tear things down, I come over here and put stone in this or put wood in another building. But anyway, I've got those little 4-person house, and I put some people back in there. I've moved some houses and everything so I can accommodate the stuff in the center, which I'll go over in just a minute. But I put one of the little plank fences up here to kind of emulate a gate. Now I am considering doing the stone fencing along here, but again, these houses, I have a feeling that most of these houses are going to move, but I'm not 100% sure. So this area over here, I remember trying to build in it, and it was a little bit awkward at best. So we'll have to see how that works out. I may have to scoot some of these houses off the road and do something a little bit different, but we'll do that later. But right now, so I made this little path going in here, make it look like it was worn and stuff. I brought the food storage over and put it next to the tavern, like I had talked about, and put a little lamp up here to try and help illuminate this section. The lamp I did center this lamp on the pathway, and then it also illuminates the pathway that goes between the buildings. So the tavern, nothing's changed with the tavern, nothing changed with this area here yet. Let's see, what else did I do? Oh, right here, the hunting lodge. I moved the hunting lodge over here, and I haven't torn down the old one yet. So those people are still working in that one across the river. Now I've got people that are unhappy because I've been moving people and all of that good stuff. So there's been a lot of things going on. So there's some people that are unhappy because they've been homeless for a little bit, and then I put them in new houses, and they're in a different house than what they were. So their happiness has gone down. So I'm trying to rectify that as quickly as I can. Now, as you can see, the center area is actually kind of coming together a little bit. So there were 3 houses along here. I've since removed those houses. I've also removed the stone walls that were along here. Now this lamp is going to move. That was the original lamp. There was a stone wall right here. But I moved all of that because I'm moving the road. So the center of the road, I think originally was here. Oh no, there it is right there. So the center of the road was right here. And I put a little test strip down through here just to see what it was going to look like and how wide I could make it. So it looks like I'm going to be removing this lamp post, or at least moving it over, and then there's a tree just in line behind it I think is going to have to move as well. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get past that tree. This one right here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get past that tree with the pathway, and because I'm kind of wanting to put the stone wall back. But I'm open to new things as well. So if it's going to be too much stone or something, then obviously I would do a different kind of fence. Now, I ended up making this little area here. Matter of fact, there's my son actually utilizing one of the stools in this area. So since this is the kind of the workers area, I've got the sewing hut and let's see, what is that? I think that's the smithy and the blacksmith, or not the blacksmith, the workshop. And then I brought both of the wood sheds in here as well. I plan on putting the resource storage back here, as long as the ground is going to let me place those items, because I'm kind of getting into some area now to where it's going to be a little difficult to place large items. But again, I've got, actually this plot can go away because this was a carrot plot. Where's my hammer? I want to get rid of that. That way nobody plants anything else in it. There, done. I just wanted to get rid of that before I forgot about it. But because we're not having any more crops in here, so we're going to be able to utilize all this space in here for different things, whether it's going to be workstations or houses or the resource storage or whatever. But the resource storage, I'm really wanting to leave these trees, but I have a feeling I'm probably going to have to bring the resource storage way back here, because yeah, I think it's going to be a little too bumpy and it's not going to let me place it. But I'm going to have to play around with that. So working with all of these buildings, I've been trying to keep them kind of tight and close together, because I just, you know, it like having the pathways knocked down and the grass is all knocked down and stuff. To me, that would be how your kind of industrial setting would be in those times, I would imagine. Now granted, I'm not staying true realistic, but it is what it is. Now, if you guys are seeing something that you think might need to be changed or would possibly look better, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'd greatly appreciate that. But anyway, I had made this little area here because I kept that tree and fenced it off and put a couple of little stool and a bench in there. That way, so like when your workers are taking a break, they can come out here and they can sit in the bench under the tree and relax a little bit, you know, and kind of get out of the hubbub of having to work, you know, in a hot building or something all day. It was just kind of my thoughts. I thought about putting, now this is stuff that has come out of buildings and things that I've torn down. That's why the stuff is laying on the ground, because I'm continually working on getting those things in those buildings. Matter of fact, we can actually take those logs and just put them over here into this building here, which is the sewing hut. That's all stone. Okay. My hammer broke, but I had another one on hand. Did you get on it? No, there's a log there and a log there. I got like 5 left. But that's what I had made this little area for. And I kind of toyed with putting a campfire down here, so like maybe off in this corner a little bit to put a campfire and stuff down there, but I'm not sure. I may end up just putting like the torches. So the lamps, I plan on the lamps illuminating the big pathways. So any of the smaller pathways, I would probably put a torch. So maybe a torch in this corner and then one in this corner. But then maybe have a lamp come up and off of the work shed, and then have a lamp over here, maybe in the corner, or maybe even on the front of the building here, and it would come out this direction a little bit over the pathway. But those are kind of my ideas of what I'm thinking about as far as town. Now, I'm thinking about leaving this wall solid, even though I've got these little dirt pathways behind the buildings. I'm thinking about leaving this path solid because I don't necessarily want this to be a path out to the main road. You want the main thoroughfare to be the path off the main road. So that way you come down the main thoroughfare and get to the fronts of all of these different buildings. And then of course there's an alleyway here, which I'm gonna have to finish this building and make sure that people don't get stuck right there, since we cannot do anything to level the ground. And ground leveling, I wish that was something that they could and would introduce into the game. I don't know how hard it would be. I am not a game developer. I have no clue on how hard it is to incorporate anything like that in the game. Just my opinion, it would really be nice, because you can see how big a difference this is between this area right here and then down in front of the woodsheds. I mean, that's a massive little hill there, and if you could kind of flatten some of those out, that would really be nice. And then you could get buildings to place a little bit easier. But I'm also kind of crippling myself because I don't want to just clear cut all the trees either. I want to try and leave as many trees as I can. So I end up going in here and I do F5 and F9 quite a bit, because I go in and I'll remove a tree and I'll see if something's going to place by removing that tree. And if it doesn't, then of course I reload, because there's no sense in leaving the tree gone if I can't place anything there anyway. So then I'm trying to figure out how to space things and have them look nice and stuff like that. But once I get these buildings complete, which that's going to be my next step, then I can start removing these buildings here, because those 3 buildings are what I placed over there. I'm also considering adding a second blacksmith. Not blacksmith. Why do I keep calling it a blacksmith? The Smithy 3, because that's what that is, I believe, right? Where's it at? Yeah, Smithy 3 is what I put here. So I'm thinking of adding a second one. That way I can have people keeping up with the tool production, the arrow production, stuff like that. And I don't have to worry about my people that are cutting wood running out of tools or anything like that. Let me go sleep real quick and make it daylight. Oh, it's going to be a season change too. Man, I tell you what, I've been running through the seasons here. But let me sleep real quick. I just noticed that my thirst was completely gone, but because it's season change, I get refilled, so that's good. But anyway, let's see. I have moved. You can see here I've placed a couple of houses out here. And again, that's why some of these people are not as happy, because I've just literally done the bare minimum house just to get them moved so I can work on all of these things in town. But anyway, let's see. I don't have any more lumber or anything like that, but I want to get these buildings done. So let me go and grab a few materials and see if we can finish a few of these, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, there we go. We got the smithy done. Put my hammer away. We got the smithy done. We got the workshop done, and we got the sewing hut done. So now I can actually put those people in there, and I can start taking down those 3 buildings there, which will free up a lot of that space there, and start finishing this pathway back up through here. I'm not exactly sure how far back it needs to go yet, but I definitely want to finish the pathway in that direction and find out if I can leave that tree or not. But anyway, there we go. Town is coming together. This is exciting. I am excited to see what it's all going to look like when I'm done. I'm still trying to play around with what I want to do here. So I do think I want to have the stone walls through the town. I am going to probably do something with all these houses, which means I'm probably going to need to take down a few of these trees because I want to fit more houses in here because I feel like these little villages and stuff back then might have been more compact and, you know, packed a little more tightly together, kind of like I'm trying to do this work area here. At least that's just my opinion of it. I've got I'll have little areas like this right here where there'll be little patches of grass. Of course, I'm trying to leave the trees throughout the village and everything. The little patches of grass, and then I'll put little stools and benches and stuff so these guys can actually come and they can sit down and they use them. I've seen people sitting on the bench, on the stool. I've seen people sitting on the bench that's outside the front gate. So they do sit on all of those things. There's no just designated area. But then they do have a tendency to come in and sit at 2 or 3 of these tables here, or they fill up the tavern inside and stuff like that. But anyway, if you folks are liking these episodes, definitely hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it, and it helps put these videos out in front of other people that might like them just as much as you do. And we will see you folks in the next one. You take care, and happy hunting.